Hey, I was going to talk about how breaking up with alcohol is so much like breaking up with a lover. It's interesting when we have a conflict with something like overeating or overspending or over drinking, which is where what my conflict was. We think that we can just white knuckle and stop it. Like it makes sense. Like this isn't working for me. I'm done. You know, I went to college and I've I've been very successful in the things that I've wanted to do. Um, and I'm just saying that I had no idea that if I just put out there, I want to quit drinking, I'm going to stop drinking, I'm not drinking again, that was actually insane thinking. I had no idea. And I've been around. I still didn't know. So if you think, which a lot of people do, that you can just toss that idea out there, actually in here, and just break on up and be done with it, then let's reminisce. How did it go when you did that with a lover? Okay, so I'm going to set up the scenario, and I'm going to use an analogy about me with a boyfriend. Okay, so this is not real. This is analogy. But if I had a boyfriend that was an unhealthy relationship, let's say a semi toxic relationship, started off great, started off fun, silly, just a summer fling. And those ones that start off where you think, oh, I just gonna hang out for a while. We're not serious. He likes me more than I like him. I'm still in charge. And then somehow the power shifts. There's this part of you that thinks about it a little more. Me, I'm just gonna say me. And I was frustrated because I was liking him more than I had planned on liking him. And I'm reminding you that this is an analogy. So this is how my relationship with alcohol was. That I thought this is just fun. I'm in control. I can stop anytime. I don't have to. But I had the same thing happen with a relationship, and I'm probably guessing that you have too, where you thought it was just silly fun. You could drop it at any time like they do in the movies, and it wasn't the case. So I had, okay, back to the analogy. So let's say I decided I'm not going to date him anymore. I'm breaking up. So I do. I break up and I say, we're done. Don't text me. Don't call me. I don't want to see you anymore. And I'm pissed. And I'm also just done. Well, that's a passionate experience, emotion, and that's really strong, but it doesn't have staying power. And so the reality of my waking up in the morning hungover, like a lot of people have in their life, or having to go and do things that I just didn't feel like I had the structure to do it because I had spent too much time out last night, or I was tired, or I was hungover, or I just wasn't feel good. And I was like, this isn't working. I'm done with this. I don't need this. I can live without this. I should live without this. What the hell? Right? Duh. But that's a very strong emotion. It's like a call of passion. Time goes by. And so work with me here. So you broke up. I broke up. But then about 4 or 5 o'clock, I get a text. He's like, bing, what are you doing tonight? And I'm like, I hate you. I don't want to talk to you. And so I'm not going to go out with him anymore. So I go out with my friends. But my friends say, where is he? Right? This is my friend saying, are you drinking tonight? Like, my friends are used to me drinking. My friends are used to him. So I already feel like I'm alone. I'm like naked, right? There's some emptiness. I don't have it in my hands. I don't have him. I don't have this thing. So I think, oh, we'll just be friends. That's me ordering a drink. We'll just be friends. I don't have to sleep with him. We don't have to be a relationship. We'll just be lighter. Well, guess what? It's like going from being married to dating a day later. It doesn't work that way. You have already gone too far to back up. So going from an over drinker to a moderate drinker is like going from being married to being excited about dating again. It's just going backwards. It's very unlikely. So, of course, we would like to go back. Of course, we would like to reconnect with that fun thing. Of course, we would like to be a moderate, this is an easy drinking relationship, but it doesn't work that way. It's already gone too far. So when I said I want to break up, I meant it, but I didn't do anything to make it sustainable. So another thought you could do is like, okay, I broke up with him. And a lot of people tell you, well, the way to get over somebody is to start dating somebody else, right? You fill that time with something else. So I would something else. It was almost like I was just so lonely. I was thinking, I am not going to make it. And he is probably the best option. We know each other so well. This is me going back to thinking about drinking. I'm a drinker. I throw the parties. People wouldn't recognize me without a drink in my hand. Maybe I'm just that. Okay, so let's say I drank again. I hung out with a guy. I hung out with the wine. And I wake up the next morning, black eyes. You know those women that we all have seen or heard of, that their significant other has beaten the shit out of them again. They've got a black eye. They won't press charges. They won't leave. It's insane, right? You think that's crazy. I felt the same way every time I woke up with a hangover. I was like, okay, he did it again. I gotta go. And then I would stay. I would do it again. I go, oh, it's different this time. When we say that to ourselves about alcohol, it's different this time. It's the same as saying he's not going to hit me anymore. We talked. It's not different. So if I were to date somebody else, that would be easier. So this is the idea. You break up with alcohol. You need to fill that spot with other activities. That means you completely emerge into a new life. You create it. You start doing things you didn't do before to get a totally different outcome you never had. I started going to AA meetings in the evening during my drinking time. I started writing. I never had time to write. I was too busy drinking. I started reading. I never had time to read. I was too busy drinking. I created a whole new life, just like having a whole new relationship, because that was the only way I was going to get over that old relationship that was toxic. For me to just break up with alcohol wasn't going to do anything. It was just going to leave me lonely. So if you're considering, or you've overheard somebody say, oh yeah, I'm not drinking again. They need to get busy. They need to busy themselves at first, transferring all that time, energy, and money into something that's not related to alcohol. Going out to the same bars and hanging out with the same drinking buddies is only going to make everybody say, where is he? And you'll end up with a glass in your hand in no time. And I'm not saying you break up with all your friends, but I tell my friends, when I broke up with him, I broke up with him. I know you love him. I know you think he's good for me. I know you like him to be around. This is alcohol. But I broke up with him. I know. Please support me. Can I have your support? That means when I don't bring him, please don't ask me to call him. That means when he is not in my hands, don't ask me where he is tonight. I have moved on. Tell me you're proud of me. That'll help. Offer me a LaCroix. But I'll tell you what, I had quit 1,000 times and I didn't change my life. I hadn't changed my life. So nothing changed. If you want to change your life, you got to change your life. If you want to quit alcohol, you got to start doing something. It's a plan. It's a game plan. It gets you out of that routine and into a different routine because you've got to be in something, or you'll just go back to the normal, the regular, the routine that was already set in place. It takes about 40 days, I say, to change a habit. Well, for me, it took about 90 days for me to get out of the vibration of drinking, to get out of the thinking about drinking. I was going to say something. It was brilliant, but I forgot. So I just want to encourage you that if you're going to make a radical change, like quitting drinking, because we are inundated with positive reinforcement about drinking all day long. Go to the grocery store, on the napkins, on the towels. Now the wine is in the stores. It's constant positive reinforcement. All the commercials about alcohol. So take stress away. You deserve it. You go to restaurants, bars, they're encouraging it. It's fine. But no wonder we're addicted. No wonder we think it's what we should do. Going against the grain is difficult. It's a whole new world. And it's wonderful. It is the best. It has been the ultimate best decision of my life. I made it 1,000 times. But the 1,001 time when I actually did something radical, I asked for help. I asked somebody who was already drink free, already sober, already doing the things to help me. And I was willing. I didn't say I'm going to do it my way because I'd already tried that. It didn't work. I said, what do I need to do? They said, go to AA, read this book, create a new social life. So I did all the things because I wanted the outcome that I'd always wanted, and I couldn't get it unless I changed my life. And my life is 100 times better. It was great before. This is an upgrade. And the guy, it's kind of like this. He's not a bad guy. He just wasn't good for me. Alcohol's not necessarily a bad guy. It's just not good for me. It's not personal. Everybody doesn't have to stop. But if you want to stop, you don't have to be with him. You can let somebody else have him. You can move on. You can have a better life. That's my message, is that if you think you're going to just stop, just break it off, that's overzealous thinking. Now, very few people do. If you have done that, great. But are you happy? So my whole involvement, I spent a lot of time with alcohol up here and in here in my body. I planned it. I reminisced about it. I did a lot of things with alcohol. I spent a lot of money with alcohol. I bought it at the liquor store. I went to the restaurants. That was my thing. I like to go to restaurants and that had good alcohol. And I go to bars, and I never got in trouble. It wasn't like alcohol, so society needed me to stop. It was a danger to society. I just was done. Those moments when have you ever had a divorce or a breakup and everybody was like, why are you leaving him? He's so great. They're like, it's not for me. It's not for me. It doesn't have to be the end of the world. You don't have to crash it. You don't have to take it over the ledge. You don't have to go to jail. You don't have to go to the hospital. It can be over. It's not for me. We had a good run. I've had a relationship before and it was fine. It was great. There was a great moment. But it's not it. It's not for me anymore. I changed. We changed. It's ran its course. It's seasonal. It's not personal. So you don't have to, it doesn't have to be the end of the rope. It doesn't have to just self-destruct. It's just time. It's not working for me anymore. Right? So upgrade, up level. If you feel the calling, break up. You break up. Have a plan. 5 things. Like Swiss cheese. Dr. Kevin McCollum says in Pleasure Unwoven, 5 pieces of cheese. Why? Because Swiss cheese has holes in it. If you only do one thing, you're going to fall through. Because one day you'll be like, it's my birthday. It's New Year's Eve. It's your anniversary. And then it's slippery slope right back. That's just like, I texted me. Oh, I'm not going to call back. Well, maybe I will. I'm lonely. I'm bored, whatever. And now you're dating again. You wake up with a black eye and you're like, what? How did this happen? We were just going to be friends. Doesn't work that way. Never question the decision. Bye-bye. It's over. I've done enough research. I don't need to do any more. Right? Have a plan. My plan, I do Raven yoga, which is yoga for freedom. I go to AA. I did a hip sobriety school with Holly Whitaker. Amazing. Tommy Rosen. Oh my God. These people that are online, you got to do their stuff. I read Annie Grace's book. I still read it. I look at it all the time. I listen to the audio. I listen to it on Audible. Annie Grace's book, This Naked Mind. Just keep stacking cheese. I created a group of women. I asked them if they'd be in my club, and it's for not drinking. So we do things together. We have a text that we text each other and check in with each other. Support. Everybody's different. So do your version of you, but do something. Don't leave that space open. It'll just get filled by wine again. Do something different. So I would love to hear from you. You can email me at ravenyoganation@gmail.com. Namaste.